Hey, good evening or good evening everyone. So today is our NFP third sections of the special event, and today we'll be talking about a lot of things as recently has happened a lot of news such as the Japan intervene of the forex market, and also the UK sector has been facing a lot of uncertainty issues and so on. So let's begin. So hello everyone, my name is Jaden and I'm also the lead analyst of Market Insights that specialize analysis using the microeconomics and also the technical analysis. So today we'll be talking more about current situations of the worldwide economics, and also as we can see that recently you can see that the economic system on various country has been entering a slowing down phase, and people has been speculated that the central banks might be slowing down in the interest rate hike in 2023. So we'll be discussing on this how will be affected on the financial markets and what are the financial products that we need to be aware of and so on. So here we have Angel. So Angel, can you introduce yourself to everyone?
Hello, my name is Angel Montesclaros, one of the analysts for Market Insights Asia Pacific. So, you will always see me on YouTube for our webinar series called the Foundation Class. It's a perfect class for aspiring traders who wants to learn how to trade. And you'll also see me on our official TikTok for our weekly market summary.
Okay, so let's begin our fantastic contents. Okay, so first of all, let's review back what has happened in in October. Okay, not 2022. Okay, so as see that actually last month have been happening a lot of things. So let's go through one by one. One, we can see that the Bank of Japan has been intervened from the forex markets, and also one of the most important is the Elon Musk has been completing the executions of Twitter and has been fired three important executive on the jobs group on the Twitter, and also saying that will be firing more than 50% or 30% of the people to restructure the Twitter. So there's a lot of uncertainty issues as well. And also the one of the most important is the UK sector has been facing a lot of uncertainty, such as the UK Prime Minister Liz Truss has been saying that will be having a resignation, has been announcing her resignations within 44 days about doing Prime Minister. So has been happening that the pound has been dropping quite significantly and afterwards has been bouncing back. So this has happened a lot of things. Besides of that, we also can see that the IMF, the International Monetary Funds, has been claiming that the economy has been falling into a slowing down phase and might be in the future will be also falling to recessions. So we can see that there's a lot of issues that we need to be aware of. Besides of that, we also can see that the October data, the economic systems or the data has been showing that various country has been beginning to decline as the PMI, the Euro PMI, the UK PMI, or the US PMI has been falling below 50. So this is quite an indicate that the economy is slowing down and also deepening that the recessions might be coming more early on. So we can see that the US bond yield has been going higher from that moment of time. Besides of that, we also can see that Australia, Canada has been reducing their interest rate hike from, I think, Australia from 50 basis point dropping to 25. Canada has been 75 basis point dropping to 50. So people will be speculate that the US also will be following the footsteps in the near 2023. So we believe that there's a lot of things will be happening. So, Angel, what do you think about in 2023? Do you think that the Feds will be really slowing down the interest rate hikes, or do you think that what will be happening next?
I'm also sharing the opinion that they would be also taking a more cautious steps moving forward as you could see inflation and interest rates they go hand in hand together, right? So the reason why the central bank is raising the rates is because inflation is rising. So to make inflation lower, they have to raise the rates. But in order for the economy to actually feel the impact of those interest rate hikes that they did for the past few months, it's actually going to take at least a year before we actually feel it. So they've been doing it for several months now, and we could see that inflation is very persuasive. It doesn't go down, it's still high up there. While the GDP is already feeling the interest rate hikes that the Fed was doing. So technically speaking, if we look at the data, the PMIs are not doing very well. It's near the 50 mark area, which is when you're studying, it's like the passing grade. You're not doing better. You're not doing well, but you're not failing as well. So it's already on the 50 area, wherein a little bit more rate hikes, it could go down below that. And that means that it could lead to a total recession. US is on a technical recession. It's not a worry for now because it's just a technical recession. The employment data is very healthy. But if the central bank would increase the rates as aggressive as they were doing in the past few months, then it's gonna be full blown recession. So moving forward, I am also agreeing with the Fed that for the meantime they would take a more cautious step, just so they could see the actual impact of the rate hikes that they've been doing, and it's easy for them to raise the rates, right? If the economy would be not if the economy will not do what it wants to do. But it's gonna be hard moving forward if they keep their 75 basis point increase when the GDP and the PMIs are not doing very well.
Oh, okay. Actually, I'm also looking forward that the U.S. Federal Reserve will be also slowing down the interest rate hike into 2022 area, because what we know that the Federal Reserve actually has been hidden that will be slowing down in December or maybe in January. So I think it's highly chances that will be slowing down. And besides of that, we also can see that the dollar index has been forming that the uptrend momentum has been weakening. So this is also one of the main fact, because as Federal Reserve Powell has been speaking that will be more close attentions to market expectations. So this is also one of the market expectations as well. Like we can look through the US 10-year Treasury year bond, we can look through the VIX. We also can look through the dollar index as well. So we can see that overall the momentum has been weakening. So overall, we can expect that in the near future, we'll be raising through 50 basis point. So there's a chances that the dollar index will be falling back. But the main thing is, if the dollar index really falling back, what are the things that we need to be aware of? So this is one of the most important thing. As recently we can see that the dollar index has been going quite high from January to December to November. The dollar index has been rising quite high from now, reaching through a new time high from $90, not 90, 95, 95 that kind of area, and raising back to 114 that kind of area. So that's a lot of things that's happening. Stock indexes has been dropping, the gold market also has been dropping, and so on and so on. So I think in the next few months, there's a chances that we can look through the commodities such as the gold, the silver, and also the platinum. That I think there's a high chances that the money flow will be going through that area, because when recession is happening, stock indexes usually it's not that quite good in the next couple of weeks. And other than that, we also can see that the dollar index might be weakening because of the other central banks will be slowing down the interest rate hikes and so on. So expectations that the gold market might be going higher. What's your thought about it? Do you think gold will be going higher, or do you have any other opinions that you're looking forward to in the next in the future? Maybe a couple of months, or maybe the second seasons on 2023 or so on.
All right. I don't think that the central banks are done in increasing the rates. They will still raise the rates, right? Because inflation is still very high. But what I'm seeing is that instead of the usual 50 basis points or 75 basis points that we have seen this year, they're going to go back to the traditional 25 basis points. So they would still increase the rates until such a time that inflation is back to where it should be, which is around 2%. So,
Mm,
on that sense, I don't think that gold will really benefit a lot. They would
mm-hmm,
benefit, but it's not a huge movement like we've seen in the past years. Although I would point out that rates are not the only thing that I'm looking out for the next year. I'm also looking at the chances that there would be a recession that's going to happen. And if that indeed happen, then gold is the one that would benefit the most. But as long as economies are holding on to outside recession area, then gold would benefit a little bit, but not so much. Once recession or the actual recession happens, then that's a time that gold would be soaring up high to where it was several
mm,
years.
interesting factor as well. So let's talk about the next topic. I think a lot of people actually is quite interesting on is the Japan. As we can see, Japan has been maintaining to negative interest rates and also has been continue to maintaining their monetary policy, but recently has been announcing the second intervene on the forex market, even though their prime minister, or I mean, not prime minister, the monetary policy, their monetary policy execution is continue to deny that has been intervened the forex market, but we can see that it's obvious has been intervened on the forex market. So what's your thought about the Japan? Do you think the yen will be gaining back, or maybe do you think it will be going lower? For my standpoint, I think in a short period of time, the yen will be gaining some of the strength of momentum from a short period of time. But in a longer time frame, there's a chances that Japan, I think in the near future, Japan will be raising interest rate. Do you think Japan will be raising interest rates?
I don't think so. They're
Mm-hmm.
very stubborn to begin with. I mean, I've I've read the monetary policy statement that they issued last time, and it actually says there that although their economy is growing, inflation is not gonna hit the mandated 2% on a regular basis. So, meaning to say that their inflation is still not healthy enough for them to raise the rates. And
Okay.
hence, on that position, the Bank of Japan does not want to raise the rates yet. And I would agree with that because there's no sense in raising the rates for now. And if you cannot sustain the inflation, because everyone else, well, Japan is being affected by the world economy, by the world inflation. It's not actually the economy of Japan that's experiencing the actual recession. It's more like an outflow from the international community going into Japan. Hence, on
Mm,
that position, if the world or the international scenario changes, then Japan's economy or inflation would also change. Hence, since everyone is viewing that inflation would cool down in the in the coming few months now, and then also inflation in Japan would also go down. Hence, on that position, I don't think that Japan would raise the rates for now, but they would benefit from the dovish stances that central banks, especially the Fed, have given us this month or the past weeks, because we know that they will not be as aggressive as they were before. So there would be a technical correction. I'm actually seeing a technical recession on the part of the DXY, and yen could benefit from those corrections. But the final direction would actually be depending on the how the economy would react, how would the economy absorb all of the rate hikes that the central banks have done for this year.
mm, okay, because one of the news I think is also quite interesting is saying that Russia is banning from the Ukraine to export some of the food supply to other countries as well. So do you think this is will be increasing on the food inflations in the future? Because actually Ukraine is one of the export on food supply, the food sector. So this is also one of the main things that everyone is worried about it. So yeah.
Well, it's an unfortunate situation in Ukraine that more and more of their territories are falling into Russia's hands. Hence, I would agree with you that the food supply would be less than where it was. But I think it's not gonna affect so much because the war has been going on for several months now, and I think countries have already made their efforts into making sure that they would boost their own local supplies to not be heavily dependent on the international supply lack of supplies that we've seen on the international market. Um, but it's gonna be a scientific chances because climate change is there, weather is changing. No matter how much science you put on planting food and harvesting stuff, typhoon, drought will be there. It could also affect the supply, but hopefully that's not the case.
Okay. Yeah, I think in the future the food supply will be decreasing as well. The food might be keep on increasing price in the near future. So I think everyone need to be aware of that as well. Yeah, I think let's talk about the next one. The next we'll be talking about reviewing on what has the FOMC statement has been saying on, because this week actually a lot of people has been paying close attention to this one, saying that people actually a lot of speculation saying that the Fed will be stopping on raising interest rate in the 2023, but Federal Reserve Powell had been saying that won't be stopping the interest rate hike until the inflation rate really showing sign that really going down. If not, we'll be continue raising interest rate. But saying that stated will be slowing down. There's a chances will be slowing down in the next December or January. So we can expect it that the Fed will be increasing on the interest rate in the near future, and will be adjusting on the peak of interest rate hike, because currently the peak of interest rate hike is about 3.75% to 4%. So it's quite accurate. So if the Fed really talking something like that, we can expect that in the future, this peak will be announced to adjust, and this will be keep on continue to raising as well. So this might be continue to support from the dollar index, but in the short period of time, I think market will be reacting on something else, because if really slowing down, the upwards momentum of the dollar index might be dropping. So I think in a short period of time, the dollar index might be going weaker, or maybe corrections and so on. So my one of my question is, do you think that the dollar index will be going higher or lower? So for my thoughts is, in a short period of time, the dollar index demand might be going weaker, or in the next couple of weeks. So I think the dollar index might be going weaker from now. So what's your thought about it? Do you think dollar index will be going like continue going stronger, or going weaker from the next couple of weeks?
Well, on the medium term or in the next coming weeks, I don't think it would be increasing. I think it's gonna go in a little bit of correction because if you've been watching DDXY, I am looking at a possible double top formation over here. I'm located at 113. So if I'm gonna follow the double top formation, it's gonna go in correction until 110, which coincidentally follows the fundamentals for the dollars. As you can see, dollar index, it's gonna go. The reason why it's going up is because the Fed is aggressively raising the rates. Out of all the central banks, they are the ones who are really the most aggressive. Hence, the strength of the dollar, right? But since the tone of the Fed has changed from being aggressive to being data driven to being more careful moving forward, that means that there's no reason for us to continue buying dollars. We're gonna
Mm-hmm.
wait until the central bank changes their mind and say that okay, we're gonna go back to being aggressive, then that's a time that it would go up. But for now, Technicals and fundamentals are matching, hence I'm looking at a possible correction until 110. Hopefully, it doesn't go beyond that.
Mm,
Hopefully, because that means that there was a change on the outlook on dollars. But fundamentals for now and technicals for now, it's gonna go down to 110.
okay, same page as well. I'm also really thinking that the dollar index will be weaker, and also today data might be also lower than expectation. So let's see about it. So we have about more 10 minutes on, and I think everybody is more interesting on what is going on the NFP and also why we need to be aware of this NFP. So later on we'll be talking about it. So going back to the charts, we can see that actually a lot of people has been speculate might be going recessions from few indicators. One is the U.S. Treasury year, one is the U.S. 10-year Treasury bond year, and the U.S. 2 years Treasury bond year has been forming an inverted. So this is quite a strong signal from 2008 or going back to 1961 or 1979, that kind of area has been showing a strong sign that we'll be going through a recession. And that recession is quite heavy and will be sustained or lasted about 2 or 3 years, that kind of period of time. So a lot of people has been worried that will be happening. But we can see that recently the unemployment rate has, as you mentioned, the unemployment rate has been remaining low, and also the consumptions and everything has been going not below average. It's about average, that kind of area. So it's not that kind of worry that from now. But in the future, I think we might need to be aware of the unemployment rate, because the unemployment rate will definitely changing on the GDP, and also will be changing on the people, the tax, and also the growth of the economy as well. So I think today of the NFP data, the unemployment rate is the most important, because what I remember is the last month US NFP data, it's lower than expectation. So this is quite a bearish for the gold market and quite bullish for the dollar index. So this is my thoughts about it. So what's your thoughts about it? Do you think like a recession might be coming?
Well, it could come depending on the way the central bank handles the situation, because we are in a situation now where inflation is rising and GDP is falling, but there's nothing much the central bank can do because it's going the opposite way. The two of them are going the opposite way, right? So that's why they need to be careful in raising the rates, because the GDP or the growth data is already being affected. It's already on the area. I would agree with you again that it's not doing very well. The growth is not doing very well, but it's not falling that bad either. It's just there. So it's in the situation where you need to tread a little bit, or else you'll fall you'll fall down below on that level. But I on this data, I think for this month's NFP, it's gonna be below the expectations. I am thinking if
Oh, okay.
because of the data that I've seen on the past. Yeah, there we go. For the October 2022 data, these are the data we have seen for the past month, and as you can see, some of the factors, especially the services PMI, took a very bad hit. So it's already on 54.4. Actually, 70% of the U.S. employment is under services PMI, and it's lower than forecast. Hence the red one. Manufacturing PMI is 50.2, which is on the um, um, benchmark area of not doing well but not doing bad kind of thing. Even the consumer confidence from the CB or consumer board, CCI is also going down to 102.5. So I'm thinking it's gonna go down this month, but it shouldn't be a problem for the Fed as long as it doesn't go below 150,000 mark.
Mm, okay, okay. So my thoughts from this NFP data is actually quite interesting as well, because recently we can see that a lot from past maybe past 1 or 2 years, a lot of people will be using the ATP data to speculate on the NFP data, but we can see that it's been driven by the COVID, because a lot of small industry will be more affected by the big industry. So this has been causing to dividend. So we can't be expected that using this Wednesday NFP data to speculate that today the NFP data will be going better or going weaker. So this is one of the things. Another thing we can see that is the the US has been raising four consecutive time of 75 basis point. So there's a high chances that the consumptions, and we can definitely for sure that the in the future the unemployment rate will be increasing. This is for sure, but it's not time yet. I think it's not the time yet. So I think in the future, maybe January or maybe February, the unemployment rate will definitely will be increasing. This is for sure. Will be increasing 3.8% or maybe 3.7% or even going higher. Currently, it's about 3.5 or 3.6.
3.5.
Yeah, 3.5. So I think in the future we can expect will be quite a quick growth that the unemployment rate will be increasing. So my thought is also be lower than expectations. And I think a lot of people is thinking that what will be happening. So it's quite easy. So if the unemployment rate it's higher than expectations, meaning that a lot of people has been affected by the inflation rate or maybe the raising interest rates, so on. So the Fed might be slowing down the interest rate hike in December from 75 to 50 or even lower to 25 basis point. So if that really happens, we can expect that the dollar index might be going weaker. And then what will be happening? The gold market will be going higher. So today, the most important that we need to be aware of in a short period of time, the gold market will be most affected. So this is what we can see about it. The next will be what will be happening is higher than expectations. So it's contract. So if it's really higher than expectations, I mean, a lower than expectations, the unemployment rate, then we can expect that the Fed will be increasing like maybe a longer time period of time, and this will be causing the dollar index will be going higher. So I think we need to be aware of later on this data. And my thoughts is same as Asia as well. It's lower than I mean the unemployment rate will be higher, but the employment change will be low will be lower. Yeah, yeah, will be lower than expectations. So let's see about it. I think we can see that later on the dollar index might be having a huge spike. So I think we have about 3 minutes, and let's see about what will be need to be aware of. So let's going back to some of the dollar index and then the gold market. So actually we can see that today the gold market has been reaching quite high from $30 price range. It's actually above the expectations. So actually I have calculated that the average momentum or the daily pips that the gold market will be going to, and currently has been reaching through the higher expectations about 36 ranging area. So I think there's a chances that later on will be going weaker, might be going downwards, and then afterwards will be going higher. So let's see about it, because this is the red area that we need to be aware of. This is quite a strong resistance line. So in this morning, actually, I also having a meeting to the people. I actually also expected that this is a strong resistance area. Expected that the dollar index might be going weaker from this area. So let's see about it. So we have about 2 minutes. But from the indicator has been showing that the dollar index upwards momentum has been increasing. So this is one of the red signs that we need to be aware of. So this might be saying that the dollar index might be going higher in the near future. But let's see about it. I think it's quite interesting to see later on. Uh, if everyone have received any data, can everyone post it at the comment sections so that we can see about it? Because some of the website is quite lag. I think a lot of people will be keep on hitting on the refresh button as well. So yeah, it's about 30 seconds. So talk about to your thoughts. What do you think about it? Do you think gold market will be going lower or gold market will be going higher? I think it's quite interesting to say. Yeah. So let's see about it. about five, five, about five, four, three, two, and one. Okay, it's quite a big spike. So you think is it
Oh,
higher than expectations?
it's falling, eh?
Yeah, it's falling quite
Um, NFP is good. Like
way good.
206, yes, 261,000. It's as
Ah,
almost it's almost the same as the previous one. The
oh.
forecast is 197 and the actual is 261.
How about the
But the
unemployment?
unemployment rate, you're right. It's 3.7%.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, this is interesting. What about
And
the average hour earnings? So this is also one
zero
of the
point 0.4.
0.4, also increasing
Yes.
as well.
Yes, yes.
Oh, okay. So expected that the inflation rate might be increasing. So this is also quite important. But the unemployment increasing is quite important. So let's see. I think we need to see the dollar index. So the dollar
I think
index.
the Fed would tolerate up to 4% unemployment rate. Because
For,
what I've read so far is that 4% is considered as there's no lag on the economy. So as long as it doesn't go beyond 4%, I think the Fed will tolerate it. But the average hourly earnings has increased yet again. Forecast is zero point 0.3, the actual is zero point 0.4. NFP is also up much more than the forecast. It gives us a better there is a bigger chance that the Fed could actually do a 0.75% basis
mm,
points for December.
Okay, so let's talk about my thoughts about this data. So from this data, we can confirm there's two things. One is that in the future, the inflation will be remaining high in a certain time. It's not quite easy to turning point from now. So we can expect it that in next week, I think next week is CPI and
Yes.
also the midterm of US elections, something like that. So we can expect it that next week of the US CPI might be continue going higher. So this might be some of the news that we need to be aware of. The second is the unemployment rate has been increasing. So this is actually what my thinking are. Unemployment rate is really increasing, meaning by that is the job demand has been slightly decreasing. People has been leaving jobs. So I think this is quite a good signs that the economy might be going weaker. So let's see about it. Dollar index has been spiking back towards upwards. So it's quite. I think usually in 15 minutes, I think we need to wait for the 15 minutes for the candlestick to form. After that, the price will be going a certain direction. So usually this will be happening. So let's see about it. Dollar index has been weakening. Yeah, depends on the situations. So yeah, let's see what's the comment. Okay, it's higher than expectations. A lot of people is more focusing on the NFP, but I will be more focusing on two things: the unemployment rate and the average hour per earning, because these two things is actually determining that the inflation rates. So the NFP data it's important, but not that kind of important for
For
my
now.
perspective. Yeah.
For now, right.
So yeah, so I think from now, I think everyone will be having some of the thoughts about what we need to be aware of and what's our thought on the products as well. So let's do some technical analysis. Quite disappointed that the price momentum has been weakening. I think large of the time is because of this. The U.S. Federal Reserve has been raising interest rates, so has been digesting on the momentum side. So we can expect it that the price momentum won't be so strong today. Maybe around 9 to 10. This is might be the maximum range that I'm expectations to from the gold market. So let's talk about the dollar index. Actually, dollar index, we need to be aware of this strength of resistance area. So this is the morning area that I'm already mentioned. Also, the Telegram group, we already mentioned that this is a strong resistance area. Why? because this is from the 4 hour time frame. We can see that this is the up move before the down move. So we can see that a lot of people will be putting SL from this area because people will be thinking that this is might be a resistance, will be going lower. But unfortunately, spiking back upwards and hitting a lot of people SL and then going lower. So this is the area that we need to be aware of. And after that, we can see that from the from the daily perspective, using the Fibonacci extensions, we can see that this is our area, 68.6 area of resistance area. So this is the line that I'm suggesting that it's quite unlikely will be breaking from a certain period of time. So we'll be expecting that the price will be going back towards from here to here, the resistance or maybe the supporting area from now. So we'll be expected that the dollar index will be going weaker from a short period of time or maybe lower to this area and then might be forming a support, slightly support, and then might be going higher from now. So, but overall, we'll be expecting that in the short period of time, the dollar index might be going weakening. But didn't know that even though the dollar index didn't move that much, just a matter of time, a little bit, something around this area, 0.61%. But the gold market has been rising quite significantly. You can see that the gold market has been rising quite significantly. Raising from here to here is about $30 price range. So it's quite heavily. So overall, actually this week, I'm suggesting people doing doing long in this area. So this is the area I'm actually trying to do long on. So actually, yesterday, I think yesterday I have been entering 3 positions here, here, and here because we can see that this is a strong supporting area, and I actually expected that the price would be spiking back towards upwards. And then afterwards, we can see that the price from here going lower from 1617, that kind of area, and it's spiking up. There's a few reasons why. One is that I think this is the main thing, and everyone later on I will be sharing a slide, a quite an important slide. So this is a slide that I want to share to everyone, and this is a slide that is quite important. So from this, we can see that I've gathered the data from I think it's from 11, from 2011 to now. We can expect that usually on November to December, the gold market will be forming an uptrend momentum or maybe a bottom area from a short period of time. So we can expect that the price will be going higher from now. So we can see from 2011, we can see that it has been raising to 103%, $103 price range. 2012, we can see that 56, 2013, 86, 2015, 67, 67, and so on, 50, 89, 100, 73, 138, 153, and so on. So I think there's a chances that the gold market has been forming a bottom area, and this is a big chances that everyone can be trying to do on. The top one is the gold market, and the bottom one is the silver market. So we can see that it's quite strong correlations, and the biggest momentum will be the gold market. The silver, it will be rising, but not that significantly. So if you want to try, you can try to do gold, or you want to try silver, it's up to you. But I will be forming to do a long position from now because I'm expecting that the price has been reaching a bottom area from now, and expected that the price will be reaching back to in 2020 12, taking by this average movement, we can expect that the price will be at least going through 60 to 70 price range. So from here to here, at least we'll be going back to 1605, 1687 or 92, or even going higher to 1700. But overall, we'll be expected that the price will be going higher from now. And overall, this is what we need to be aware of. So going back to technical perspective from the dollar index, we can see that the price has been going a ranging area from 4-hour time frame, and price has been failing to breaking through this supporting area. So we can see that this is the 5th wave. I'm actually using Indian wave, by the way. So the price has been breaking through this supporting area, resistance area. So my thought is the price might be forming a big ranging area from here, and then afterwards we'll be going back towards upward. So my strategy is quite easy. Just try to find a bottom supporting area and we'll be trying to do long on. So this is my way. So using that, I can see that this is a strong supporting area. So I've been setting here, here, and here doing long. But unfortunately, I have been TP already, not holding from now because I'm scared that the NFP data will be happening, a lot of uncertainty. So let's TP first, and then afterwards, let's try again, do long positions. So overall has been TP around here. So it's about here, 1645. So three positions has been TP, and other than that, we'll be waiting for a price to going back towards the bottom area, because expectations that the dollar index might be going weaker, as we already mentioned, going weaker from here, and then afterwards we'll be going higher. So yeah, maybe the gold market will be going lower. So let's see about it. Other than that, I think a lot of people has been quite interesting on the stock indexes as well, as we can see that the stock indexes has been going high, and this is actually some of the technical issues that has been going higher. And then afterwards, I think in the near term, in the future perspective, I think the stock indexes will be going lower and might be reaching back towards in this area. So if recessions really did happen, expected that the stock indexes might be going lower. So what's your thought about it? Do you think stock indexes, the US stock indexes, will be going lower in the near future, like the US SP 500, Dow Jones, or maybe even the Nasdaq and so on?
Interest rates and stock indexes, stock markets, they go opposite way. They're enemies. So since the central banks are raising the rates, the value of these stocks are diminishing.
Mm-hmm,
So
mm-hmm,
if we take a look at the future path of the central bank, which is they would still raise the rates. It's not just as aggressive as it was for the past months. Then the stock market would still be hit by these rate hikes that the central banks will do. On top
mm-hmm,
of it, there is a huge chance that there would be a recession coming into the US. Well, if you've been watching the historical pattern of the recession, usually for the US, it's around 10 years or so that there was a recession going on. So from 2000, 2008, and then from 2008, there are so many rumors starting in 2018 that there would be a recession. When I was a new trader back then, they said that Bitcoin will cause a recession, but it didn't. And now COVID actually caused recession, but well, it's a health issue. It's not really into the market, right? But as of the moment, since inflation is high, and the only way for the central banks to combat inflation is to raise the rates, which in turn will cause some damage to the GDP, then technically speaking, if the central bank will not be as cautious, then they could actually force recession to come. But I don't think that recession is bad. Actually, for me, it's part of the cycle. I mean, recession is a way for the market to correct itself. Everything is valued so high. Some assets are not valued. So it's a way for the economy to correct what's happened before and then strengthen itself so that for the next coming years it's going to be stronger than it where it was. And it's actually time already because 2008 was the last recession. Now is 2022, so it's more than 10 years. So
mm-hmm.
it's actually historically and um, fundamentally due for a recession to come. I just hope that the central bank would be more careful so that when we go through recession, it's not gonna be as hard. It's not gonna be as long as it was before. Like in 2008, central bank actually was not very cautious with the banking system, with the housing market, and that caused a very bad recession. But recession on a sense of a correction where the central banks has a lot of authority, the central bank has more options to choose from, then it's not really bad. It's actually a good thing for us. But if the central bank would be aggressive and we're gonna see a recession without an end, that's not what I wanted to see.
Mm, okay. Interesting fact. Actually, my thoughts on the recessions will be going on as well, but maybe in the near future, I think people will be expecting first, so the market will be reacting. So this is my thoughts are because reason from the past few years we can see that a lot of people has been speculate, and then the price has been interfere, and afterwards we can expect it. The data has been coming out. It's not what they expected, and then the price has been going up. Even the Federal Reserve Powell has been speaking that there will be trying to monitor the people speculations and so on. So I think this is quite interesting as well. So whoa, dollar index has been dropping. I think it's quite important. So yeah, so gold market. Let's see this resistance. Is it forming well and is it rejections from this area? I think a lot of people would be more interesting on this one. Well, a lot of people actually is trying to watch gold market as well because from the data actually a lot of people trade gold market because the volatility increasing. So if volatility increasing meaning will be a lot of trading opportunities. So yeah, a lot of people is trading gold. So let's see about it. Will it hold or will it break? So let's see this resistant area. Okay, having some of the rejections. Okay, we'll be speaking Chinese a bit. OK，乌大叉跟黑川他们，你们要注意一下，黄金的话呢，短期内还是会上涨，因为我们刚才讲过了，黄金、美元还有下跌的空间，所以导致上来讲的话，黄金可能还有上涨，但是目前这就是我预测的主力点位啊，所以你们要注意一下，大家这个位置 hold 得住嘛？OK，so yeah，OK。Actually, I saw some people, other live channels, they are trying to do shots like around, I think it's around 163. This is the area they are planning to do shots on. But overall, I think this is quite a strong resistance. So let's see about it. Will it affect or will it really go down? Okay, it really the upwards momentum really decreasing. So yeah. So okay. Overall, this is what we need to be aware of. And really, from the currency perspective, we can see a lot of things as well. So let's see the momentum of other currency. So from the Euro USD, okay, GPUSD, you can see that the GPUSD upwards momentum it's not that strong. So meaning by that, a lot of people it's quite not interesting or maybe quite negative on the pound. So this is also quite important. So when you see that dollar index really dropping and the GP didn't even rising back, so this is actually a quite strong signal saying that people might be quite bearish or maybe quite negative on the interest rate. I mean the UK perspective on the economy side. So this is one of the things that we need to be aware of. Next, we can see something like the USD JPY has been going weaker. My thoughts of the USD JPY is the price won't be breaking through 150. It's quite unlikely that because this is the area when it passed the this is the area when the Japan has been trying to intervene this market. So a lot of short positions has been adding on. So I think it's unlikely that the price might be going back towards that area. So let's see, dollar index really going lower. So let's see about it. Gold market, rejection. 大家关注下，真的是有一点 rejection 啊，这是我预测的主力点位，所以大家关注一下，是5758这个位置啊。So overall, this is the area that I'm actually looking at. This is a resistance area. So let's see about it. Okay. Overall, from my perspective, what do you want to look at it? I think Bitcoin is actually quite interesting. Let's talk about the cryptocurrency market because actually a lot of people has been speculating that the cryptocurrency will be falling back to zero or maybe the market will be going a recessions because as my thoughts of the cryptocurrency is quite interesting. I think this falling down because of the assets issues, because cryptocurrency is actually a quite a volatility in assets. So causing by that, this will be happening what? This will be happening meaning that if the economy going lower, so a lot of people will be don't have any cash, so we'll be pulling back to cryptocurrency. So this will be also one of the main factor that has been causing the cryptocurrency going bigger. But I actually doing some of the deep analysis from the cryptocurrency, especially in Bitcoin. So I think overall, if my speculations are correct, and I also actually trying to tell them a lot of time, this is might be the bottom area, and I actually have been saying quite a long time. This is might be the bottom area, and has been suggesting people trying to do long in this area. Don't try to do long using margin, try to do long in using full cash, because I'm speculating that one of the price, when the price really break through this resistance area, the social medias, the Bloomberg, the economy news will be keep on trying to promoting something like the cryptocurrency has been breaking through new high, something like that, and then afterwards a lot of retails will be coming in, and then the price will be breaking through. But in a short period of time, the price will be going a ranging area from 9 months. So we can see it's above by that 2022 to 11. So it's about 5 to 6 months. So we can speculate that will be ranging from another 1 to 2 or 3 months. After that, the price is eventually will be going higher. This is my thought about cryptocurrency. What's your thought about it? Do you think the cryptocurrency will be going weaker or going stronger?
Well, December is usually where cryptocurrencies are the strongest.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So it's
Oh,
gonna,
really?
yes.
Oh, okay. Interesting. So is there
So,
any like news that saying that will be why that the cryptocurrency will be going stronger on December?
well, that's usually the time where people have the money. That's the time where updates were done for these cryptocurrencies. Because cryptocurrencies, aside from the world economy, there are also other factors within the coin itself that makes it go up or go down. So when an update happens and it's a good update, then it's gonna cause the value to go up. So usually these updates happen in the month of December. So that's the reason why usually it goes up on December. But on my perspective, I think there is actually a good opportunity for cryptocurrency. If you've been watching crypto for, I think it was last week or 2 weeks ago, that first time ever a bond will be offered using the blockchain technology.
Oh, okay,
It's
okay.
the first time that they are gonna do it. So that actually opens up to a lot of possibilities that central banks or even countries itself can do within the technology itself. So it could actually boost the value of these cryptocurrencies. But again, I don't, personally speaking, I don't trade cryptocurrencies with a leverage, or if I do put in a leverage, I don't do the usual, you know, forex leverage like 1 to 100 or 400. I'm very scared to do that with crypto. To be
Okay.
honest with you, I usually stay with spot. But
Okay.
if I do trade, I'll keep it a minimum of probably 1:10 leverage, because
Okay.
cryptocurrencies, it's unlike forex. We have central banks interfering. We have these institutions to watch out for, but for cryptocurrency, sometimes even a troll could change it. Even Elon Musk simple tweet could change the fundamentals of everything, and then it's gonna go back to where it was, right? That's why I
Mhm.
was very hesitant to do it before. But on a side note, there was an increase on cryptocurrency value seen for the last 2 weeks.
Okay, okay. So in the future, you are actually expected that the cryptocurrency will be going higher, or do you think
um
that the
i'm
value will be going lower?
I'm one of those people who actually supports the technology, but
Yeah.
the value of these cryptocurrencies, some of them I don't really think there's value in them, but there are some of them who has a lot of potential, especially those in the Ethereum area, where a lot of the new updates are being done on NFTs, gaming industries. And if I am correct, if I remember the article correctly, the bond will be on the Ethereum network. It's on that area because it could store a lot of information. Hence,
Mhm.
there would be value in some of the cryptocurrencies, not in everything. Because, just like the 2000 recession, just like in the year 2000, right? Everyone is into the internet stuff. Some of them are still here, some of them are not here already. So, you just have to be careful in picking which cryptocurrency you would be investing into. Don't pay attention to the noises that you're seeing on the prices, but pay attention to the technology and what are the possible applications that would be done in the future. Because I'm seeing, like, I was talking to my friends the other week and I was like, what if the title of the houses are in the blockchain? Nobody could sell you a fake title, right? And if the house is under your name, you could see it already. There's no cheating on the blockchain itself. So there's a lot of applications there. You just have to get rid of the noises.
Mm,
But
okay.
for Ethereum, I'm a fan of Ethereum actually. Not into Bitcoin, but more on Ethereum.
Okay, interesting, interesting. Actually, I have one of the audience is actually a Bitcoin buyer from 2020, from
Wow.
buying to from 9,000 and holding from 50,000, that kind of area. So actually, it's quite quite profitable. You can see.
Yes.
So yeah, after
I
that,
have a friend who's actually bought Bitcoin in 900 area.
whoa, holding from now. Oh,
I am not sure if he still hold it, but the last time we spoke, he still had it. But the last time we spoke, it was around 40,000, and
oh, okay,
he
okay.
was still holding it. But he's letting go of some of the coins, like taking profit out, and then when it's down again, then he buys. But he started buying Bitcoin. It's still 900 per coin. And
Wow.
I've heard of Bitcoin way back around that time when it's still like 100, 900, 1,000 area. And I just snub it.
Yeah, I actually have one of my teacher also trading. He actually trade on the cryptocurrency Bitcoin when it launched, and I think it's about 20 that kind of area when the price really going back to 20 that kind of area or 10. He actually buy and sell it at 20 or $20 something like that. So yeah, it's quite interesting that time because it's quite unlikely people will be will be believe that one of the days the cryptocurrency will be reaching through 60,000. It's quite hard to believe that one of the days,
Yes.
yeah, the cryptocurrency from $1, $2, $10 and reaching back to 60,000. This is quite unbelievable from from I think from now it's also unbelievable. Yeah.
On my end, I saw it way back in 2017. It's around 1,000 each per coin. And I was like, I don't see any value why it was 1,000. I think it's gonna go down. But I was wrong.
Yeah,
Hence, I
actually,
started learning about the industry. And so I got invested for now in NFTs, if you know NFTs.
yeah,
Hard
NFTs.
work.
Do
That's
you
why I'm a fan of Ethereum.
do you play like the NFT games? I heard that the Philippines, the other countries quite into the NFT games, like the
Yes,
NFT.
but I don't like gaming itself. I mean, I'm a gamer myself, but I don't play NFT games. I'm not a fan of those. I think those are stressful. For me, gaming is something that I should enjoy, not the other way around. Because if you're into when you're gaming and you wanted to make money, then it's stress. It's not distressing anymore. But I do like NFTs. I do collect several NFTs that I kept and then sell in the future. I do sell, buy and sell every now and then. Like if there's a new drop for a certain NFTs, then I buy very cheaply and then I quickly sell.
What what you brought? Cyberpunk, the cyberpunk, or
And
other
not
the
those not those, it's those are too expensive. I do buy like the last one that I bought was a Nickelodeon one, but I tried to buy Hello Kitty. I wasn't able to buy one. I'm a fan of
oh
Hello Kitty, so
yeah, actually a lot of people has been buying the NFT, but actually it's quite interesting. But I didn't venture to the NFT market, so I think it's quite interesting to
I've heard
say.
rumors that there are actually traditional games and even casinos turning into NFTs already. So
Oh,
even Instagram, right? Is it Instagram? Instagram already is selling, allowing their platform. Is it Instagram or Facebook? I think both. That they're already allowing buying and selling of NFTs on their platform. So everyone
um,
is into everyone is like going into the blockchain already, but let's see. What I'm not of what I have not tried yet are the one from Meta, like the virtual world where you buy lot and you buy a house.
mm,
I haven't delved into those. Those are more advanced for me. I
a lot of
just
people actually the superstars or has been buying virtual lands for a couple
yes,
of
I haven't
years.
done those.
Oh, it's quite expensive. Yeah.
Oh,
So yeah, I think that's all. And let's see about the last point onwards. The dollar index has been reaching our supporting area, and the gold market has been breaking through this resistance. Even though it has been small reaction, but not that much. So let's see about it. I think a lot of people will be trying to do shorts for sure, because I think I saw some of the comments, and also not here, other places commenting will be preparing doing shots, and if I'm not mistaken it's about 68 62, I mean, yeah, 62 they will be trying to do shots. So yeah, let's see about it. But the dollar index has been reaching through our supporting area, so let's see about it overall as about our expectations. Mhm. So yeah, let's see if any else have any questions from now. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, a lot of people actually doing shots from other channels. Hmm. Okay, I think yeah, that's all for today. Thank you for everyone joining, and yeah, see you guys next time. 哦哟，真的是火了哦。Okay, let's see. Bull market. Ooh, really spiking up. Interesting.
it's still
Meaning
fighting.
the unemployment rate, I think a lot of people it's speculate will be going higher, so will be slowing down the interest rate hikes. So the gold market really going higher, but other than that, the SP 500, yeah, SP 500 also not that much, but the gold market it's really quite a big volatility. So from here to here, it's about $20 price range. So wait a moment. From my perspective, it's about 50. Yeah, I think it's about that kind of area. So let's see about it. Mm, okay, I think yeah, that's all for now. Thank you for everyone joining, and see you guys next time,
Month.
next month. And
For
also
me,
I will
it's
be
gonna be next month.
yeah. Okay. Thank you for joining, Angel, and see
Bye
you
bye.
guys next month. Yeah. Okay.